Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of the United States. We are still in prep phases for a couple different war decks. We still are missing attack choppers, looks like, which is crazy. The IFE situation is expected. Transport helis, it would be nice to remedy this at all. Not great situations from that standpoint. We gotta fix our naval deployments as well. We have a hell of a lot of old attack subs over here. We can start moving some of this out of these areas. Like we had this kind of as a protective area over here. We can move some commanders over that we otherwise wouldn't normally use. As well, so let's go ahead and move this group into the Mediterranean. So this is an older submarine task force. We've got a newer carrier group. So I think this is going to be kind of important as far as decisions go. Where do we want to choke off everything? Right? Because Iceland, obviously, if we can push from here into the upper part of Europe and just clear this out, we eliminate a huge front. These units are dead. Totally dead. So that's one unit there and one unit from CENTCOM. He has found himself far and away from friends and allies. So CENTCOM guy is a lost cause and a half. That's rough. We can't even supply that. And I don't know of a way to make them escape. Unless I can get military access with these guys. So we're going to go ahead and improve our relations with Hungary. And also the Western Gallic Empire, whatever this is. The best thing I can think of is we just move them out into a neutral territory. Alright, where are our special forces right now? We do have them deployed up here. So it's curious. If this is aligned with Europe, they might declare war on me. But it looks like it's a NATO faction member, so they shouldn't. Alright, well, let's check out... You know, there's really no better way to do this than to just go declare war. So these backline units, all these ranger groups, it's tough. It really is. Alright, so if I eliminate their orders, I want to check, make sure to see who is allied with Europe. Possibly this state, actually, that we're trying to improve relations with, Mongolia. I really don't see that many that are, so these troops just do make me nervous. Okay, we're gonna move our special forces in to see if we need to reinforce anywhere. Maybe. We're gonna put an area defense right there. They should take off. Let's see what the route they're trying. Through Crimea, down this way. Which, I mean, does make sense. Yeah, and us not having naval control is also a huge issue. Let's change this symbol to an actual sub, and this group is in the Mediterranean. We are going to put a carrier group here for control. Yeah, so we do have the Black Sea Fleet. We want to control these waters. This is probably the most important section of the Mediterranean Sea for us. This is a fully damaged fleet. And at the opening of this Iberian Peninsula area. Alright, let's get these Marines set. Like, their objectives are pretty known. Is that not the right group? What group is along that border? That's that. Then what are these? No, it is. And those are there. What was I clicking on? Yep. We've got one action to take this airfield. Their offensive action is to expand out of our defensive area and take that city. And then we have a group of 10 for Europe that are moving into position. Okay. Yeah, once Serbia is reinforced and defended, I'll feel much better about this. Yeah, because I don't see a lot of troops I'm worried about, if that makes sense. And we're getting a lot more equipment in. Yeah, like this Jaeger battalion and such. This could be really bad though if they do something. So we're gonna have to early deploy this equipment here, or we're short transport helis. And I'm gonna increase these to groups of 18. Yeah, so we're gonna take this group of 5, move them into Asia Command. I don't think we have regular infantry, do we? They're all armored. This is an infantry guy. Not, he's really a ranger, so he'd be better at special forces. Yeah, so we'll just leave him alone. The Asia Command, yeah, it's that guy, so... Area defense... Right there in that gap. The worst spot on the map for us. And then... Gonna go ahead and release this unit. We're gonna add him to Special Operations Command. As his own division. And he's going to be our buffer for Afghanistan for this war. Or actually, put a front line. Yeah, so he should travel pretty quickly over there to get into the war. Looks like improved relations did work with Korea. So we have South Korea now. I think Australia would be beneficial. But we're going to sit on it for now. It's, yeah, because we're gonna hit September here right now. All right, so we're up to almost 20% in Egypt. We'll break that barrier there. Foreign investment should be at like 8 projects, so we're good there too. There are quite a few divisions moving into position, so that's special forces. See what we can do with this state. Oh, they really don't want to join us. I guess we are just going to end up sacrificing our central command units. So these less than supplied IFV units and division. Perfect for this general here. These are actually, wait, where did I end up putting them? There they are. China struck the Republic of China. All right, we're gonna move these to where they need to be, which is gonna be under CENTCOM. We're gonna hold. Actually, that's all Kurdistan. That's not even under our control. What am I doing? Get out of there. We're gonna hold our airfield here. Nice. So maybe one day those will have enough supply, but I really doubt it. They have no equipment. And production wise, how are we sitting? Still very short on attack choppers. IFVs, we've somehow bumped up even more, probably with the 9 we just released early. Let's see. Can I bump up military spending again? 301 billion. So it's only 30 billion. We can afford it. And we're going to pay down some more debt. Yeah, so basically we're going to start the war with Europe again. That's what's going to happen. And let's check Afghanistan. October 10th, so in 1 month. We're going to try and get our troops to bail out of Tajikistan. It doesn't look like they have any planes, so this should be fine. And we get harpoons. Nice, nice. Regular cruise missiles. Looks like we are making more of these 6th-gen fighters. We do have a good amount of AWACS. We could start deploying those. But yeah, still the attack choppers is a huge issue. That's almost worse than the IFVs for us. Because we have such attrition on attack choppers anyway. And then I think our max percentage is going up to pretty good amounts. So that's pretty dope. Okay, so looking at our production, we're at that 4 million manpower mark. Now it's going to be on naval assets and where they are deployed and how well we hold them off is going to determine the future of this. Okay, so we have a cruiser. Let's check our deployed. They are not in the Pacific right now. They are definitely in the Mediterranean. And this is a deployed cruiser stealth destroyer group with a subgroup as backups. We're going to give them more subs. They don't have any frigates. They need more destroyers. 4 or 5. I don't know if we were doing 5. Were we doing 5? Yeah. 5. 4 destroyers, 5 destroyers, a cruiser, and a carrier. So how are we at 19 then? Oh, I already had subs here. They're just hurt. Yeah. We'll bump these out. These are damaged. Go ahead and repair. And change the symbol of these. Alright, so they are on deployment. They're getting reserve fleets as backup. I think it needs 3 destroyers as well. So that should finish that out. This is cruisers, destroyers. What do we need here? Looks like frigates are full, destroyers short 1. Frigates, 1 destroyer. And that finishes that air wing. This would be a good replacement fleet for region. I'm thinking probably we need to deploy this in the Atlantic. But I don't know where I want to. We're going to leave it in the Atlantic. And if we can cancel out reinforcements somewhere, I think that's going to be the best thing we could do. Yeah, because they can just resupply from the inside here. So there's nothing we can actually stop by having naval control of the interior right now. Realistically, this is pointless. Our better bet is actually probably reinforcing some of these already existing areas. Or making sure that we hit things as they come out of their fleets. So maybe something here like the Iberian coast. Would be an okay deployment at first. And the African coast, just to protect our trade routes and supply routes. All right, and we're gonna check on Egypt. Yeah, because if we can get the Suez Canal under our control, we then completely eliminate the need to reinforce this southern area. For the most part, we can pull out most of our fleets and just reinforce the Arabian Sea side. And we do have we have $1 trillion in the treasury here somehow. But we increased our debt. Somewhere along the line. Alright, and looks like a lot of those supply rail lines we needed across the Russian side. Here, so let's go ahead and check our supply map. But yeah, most of the rail. Let's make sure that these are bumped up. So those are 6. Yeah, a lot of this rail line is getting built. All the short sections have finished for the most part. I would expect supply lines here to be a lot better. But we definitely need to bump it. And then we'll go larger rail line to there. And I'm going to move all that up as well. Alright, let's check coastal forts that we're missing. Regular forts. One of the first places we need to reinforce. We're missing out on an airfield there. I really don't know. I know Crimea is going to be a problem. They do have all of Turkey to launch from. Alright. This is Afghanistan. And that gives us this landing that we need to do. Which should get done. I don't see any notices. Yeah, so they did land. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and attack. From all angles, we want to push this. As fast as we can. If we can get in here, we want to get in. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to leave one unit here to defend. And we're going to break this apart. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's a different faction. Oh. Alright. Let's put him up here. We'll use these two down here. And we'll do a couple offensive actions. Yep. Swap. Alright. Good solid assault. That's what you want to see. And these units are all cut off from supply. So if we can, I'm going to get this encirclement, eliminate this group, swing back up and eliminate all those units. That's the plan. Alright, looks like that worked. To some extent. So we are breaking their APC unit. We're getting the eliminations we need. One of these guys. I'm going to leave one of them back. And Afghanistan, the other Afghanistan, wants to join our faction. What are the perks of Afghanistan joining us? First off, we don't have to annex them. We get a border region effectively with Pakistan and China that we can operate from. I actually think this benefits us immensely. So why not do that? Okay, so we occupy this entire mountain range. And then I'm going to do an encirclement here. Looks like the encirclement is now complete. We can go ahead and just push and close this up. We're under attack. Yeah, I don't really care if they eliminate all this or if we do. Alright, so we're gonna go for the elimination on that pocket up north. Yep, and we can operate out of their territory. Germany is not getting... No. No, no, no. We're not selling the F-35. Not happening. We have to keep that close to the vest here. And we're gonna get this going. This is almost done, this whole fight in Afghanistan. So now we can get our units out of Tajikistan. Since we somehow got a military alliance. Where are they considered at? They're considered an Asia command. Not quite what we want. Let's check back on our European front. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and assign them there. They should be able to leave now. These should move. Maybe, maybe not. Where's their front line? Yeah, so it is this army group. We're gonna assign them there. Okay. So Egypt gets some influence. What did we get? We got special forces. Nice. And a Marine regiment. How wonderful. No, it's just all these. So SOCOM is another group. This guy doesn't need to join that division. He's just a replacement. Let's check these out. Looks like they do have a special operations unit there. That's pretty crazy. I don't know where I want to place these. So these are defending down south here. Yeah, I'm actually going to make these into another division for this. So what we're going to do is give them an army group. This is going to be Special Forces Group 1. Special Forces Group 2. I mean, I'm just going to do G2. And G1. It's too big. Too long, I should say. Oh, probably shouldn't put an exclamation mark. It'll freak out, I bet. And then we'll call this the Airborne Group G1. And then we'll move this Special Operations Unit here. We're going to give them this Ranger guy. And then we're going to reallocate these forces under that. And give them the same offensive, but now we're going to add the airfield. And I think once they're past the Strait of Gibraltar, or is it? Yeah, Gibraltar, that is a long journey. We're just gonna go with this. Alright, let's get rid of all these war requests. Go ahead and send these for repairs. Alright, good. We got some equipment. We got a little bit of war score, but not a ton. It's enough for a territory, though. That's kind of funny. Not a big one, though. We want that place. We're just gonna demand it. Looks like we're good. Let's see if we get it. All right, so we expanded into the mountainous region here. Our ships that we have available to add to fleets. Let's check where they all are first. I don't think they have any. Oh, they want to leave now? So they joined so they can leave? That's crazy work. Very, very, very not surprised though. Alright, so since they left the faction, our airborne units are going to be trapped. And we're going to go ahead and deploy them to our upper airfield here and actually use them for what they're supposed to be used for. So let's get them going. Alright, let's see if we can move these two. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it always goes back to the second spot. Like this is max entrenchment bonuses, recovery rates. He's pretty good. And we are missing a Marine. And one of those forces. This guy is very promoted. He's got recovery and org, experienced soldier loss, and we're going to give him division attack. And I'm going to go ahead and add that as a reinforcement. Alright, and that's probably good for our prep. I'll stop this here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode.